Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my channel, Fluent Pro Hub.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Fluent Pro Hub, your ultimate destination for mastering English in a fun, engaging, and stress-free way. I'm Emily, your host today, and as always, it's such a joy to have you here with us. Whether you're tuning in during your morning coffee, while commuting, or relaxing at home after a long day, this episode is designed just for you. And joining me as always is my wonderful co-host, Ethan. How are you doing today, Ethan?
I'm fantastic, Emily. Thank you for asking. Honestly, I'm really excited about today's topic because it's something that so many of our viewers struggle with. How to improve English quickly and effectively, even when life gets busy. You know, we often hear from people who say things like, I want to get better at English, but I barely have time for myself. Or, I try to study, but nothing seems to stick. These feelings are completely relatable, aren't they?
Absolutely, Ethan. I mean, let's be real for a moment. Life doesn't slow down just because we want to learn a new language. Many of our viewers work full-time jobs, manage families, or balance studies alongside other responsibilities. Some even tell us, I sit down to practice English, but then I get overwhelmed by all the grammar rules or vocabulary lists, and I end up giving up. It's heartbreaking to hear stories like that, because learning a language shouldn't feel like a burden. It should be empowering.
Exactly, Emily. And what makes it worse is that some learners think they need hours every day to see progress. They believe they have to carve out massive chunks of time, like 2 or 3 hours, to make any real improvement. But here's the truth. Not everyone has that kind of time. And frankly, you don't need it. The secret lies in how you use the time you do have. Even 10 or 15 minutes a day can lead to incredible results if you approach it the right way.
That's such an important point, Ethan. Let me ask you this. Have you ever noticed how small habits can create big changes over time? For example, brushing your teeth twice a day only takes a couple of minutes, but it keeps your teeth healthy for years. Or think about saving money. If you put aside just a little bit each month, eventually you'll have enough for something meaningful. Language learning works the same way. Small, consistent actions add up to huge improvements over time.
Yes, exactly. It's not about cramming or trying to do everything at once. That's actually counterproductive because it leads to burnout. Instead, it's about finding simple, practical ways to weave English into your daily routine. For instance, maybe you listen to an English podcast during your commute, or perhaps you label objects around your house with their English names. These tiny habits don't take much effort, but they keep your brain engaged with the language throughout the day.
And yet, despite knowing this, many learners still hesitate to start. Why? Because they feel stuck. They don't know where to begin. They worry about making mistakes, or they feel unsure about which resources to trust. Others might jump from one app to another, hoping for a quick fix, only to realize that none of them seem to work. Does that sound familiar, Ethan?
Oh, it definitely does, Emily. In fact, I remember talking to someone recently who said, I've downloaded 5 different language apps, watched countless YouTube videos, and bought 3 textbooks, but I still can't hold a basic conversation. Can you imagine how frustrating that must feel? The problem isn't a lack of effort, it's a lack of direction. Without a clear plan, it's easy to waste time on methods that don't actually help you grow.
That's why we're here today, to give you that direction. We understand the struggles you face, and we want to equip you with strategies that truly work. In this episode, we'll break down exactly how you can improve your English in short, manageable sessions. We'll talk about activities you can do in less than 15 minutes, tools you can use without spending hours, and tips to make your learning process enjoyable rather than stressful.
But before we dive into solutions, let's take a moment to fully understand the challenges people face. Many learners rely on outdated methods, like memorizing endless lists of words or focusing solely on grammar rules without practicing real-life conversations. Others feel discouraged when they don't see immediate results, which leads to frustration and burnout. And some simply don't know where to begin. They're stuck in a cycle of confusion and overwhelm.
And that's why today's episode is so special, Ethan. We're not just going to throw random tips at you. We're going to walk you through a step-by-step plan that you can start implementing immediately. No fluff, no complicated theories, just straightforward, actionable advice that fits into your busy lifestyle. By the end of this session, you'll have a toolbox full of strategies that will help you improve your English faster than ever before.
So whether you're struggling to find time, feeling lost in your learning journey, or simply looking for fresh ideas to boost your skills, this episode is for you. We promise to make it worth your while. Are you ready to transform your approach and unlock your potential, Yar? Because we're about to break it all down, step by step.
Stay tuned. Grab a notebook if you'd like to jot down key points. And let's dive into this transformative journey together. You've got this. All right, Ethan. It's time to dive into the solutions. We've talked about the challenges people face when trying to improve their English. Feeling overwhelmed, not having enough time, or simply not knowing where to start. Now, let's focus on what actually works. These are practical strategies that anyone can use, no matter how busy life gets. And trust me, these tips are designed to make learning English enjoyable, engaging, and effective.
Absolutely, Emily. The first solution is all about maximizing your daily routine. Many learners think they need hours of dedicated study time to see progress, but that's just not true. You can weave English practice into activities you're already doing every day. For example, if you commute to work or school, use that time to immerse yourself in English. Listen to something in English, whether it's a podcast, an audiobook, or even music. This way, you're turning dead time into productive learning time.
And here's the beauty of this approach. It doesn't require extra effort. Let's say you're cooking dinner or folding laundry. Play an English podcast or video in the background. Even if you're not actively listening, your brain is still absorbing the language. Over time, you'll start recognizing patterns, phrases, and vocabulary naturally. It's like planting seeds in your mind. They grow without you even realizing it.
That's such a great point, Emily. Another variation of this is shadowing. Shadowing is a technique where you listen to native speakers and repeat after them as closely as possible. For instance, if you're watching a short YouTube video or listening to a dialogue, pause after each sentence and mimic the speaker's tone, rhythm, and pronunciation. This helps you internalize the flow of English and makes you sound more natural when you speak.
Let me give you an example. Imagine you're watching a cooking show in English. As the host says, first, chop the onions finely. Pause the video and repeat the sentence out loud. Try to match their intonation and stress. This exercise not only improves your speaking skills, but also boosts your confidence because you're practicing real-life sentences.
And here's another twist. If you're commuting or walking somewhere, try narrating what you see around you in English. For example, say things like, "I see a red car," or "There's a tall building ahead." At first, it might feel a bit strange, but this simple habit trains your brain to form sentences instinctively. Plus, it turns your surroundings into a personal English lesson.
Exactly, Ethan. Moving on to our next solution, focused vocabulary building. Instead of trying to memorize hundreds of random words, focus on learning small groups of related words every day. For example, one day you could learn words about food, like spoon, fork, delicious, and recipe. The next day, switch to a different theme, like travel, airport, passport, ticket, and destination.
This method works so well because it creates connections in your brain. When words are grouped together by theme, they're easier to remember and retrieve during conversations. For instance, if you're at a restaurant and you've recently learned food-related vocabulary, those words will pop into your head much faster. It's like organizing your mental filing cabinet.
And here's a tip. Don't just memorize definitions. Use new words in sentences to understand their context. For example, if you learn the word grateful, write a sentence like, "I'm grateful for my family and friends." Or better yet, share it with someone else. Explaining a word to another person reinforces your understanding even further.
Speaking of sentences, our next solution is engaging in short but meaningful conversations. Now, I know not everyone has access to native English speakers, but there are plenty of ways to practice. Join online communities, forums, or social media groups where people communicate in English. Even 5 minutes of daily conversation can boost your confidence and fluency.
If speaking feels intimidating, start small. Record yourself talking in English for just 2 to 3 minutes a day. Describe your day. Share your thoughts on a topic or talk about your goals. Then listen back to identify areas for improvement. Recording yourself might feel awkward initially, but it's an incredible way to track your progress and pinpoint mistakes you might otherwise overlook.
One thing I love about this approach is that it builds self-awareness. When you hear yourself speak, you'll notice patterns. Maybe you hesitate too often, mispronounce certain sounds, or use repetitive phrases. Once you're aware of these habits, you can work on improving them systematically. And remember, Emily, fluency isn't about perfection. It's about communication.
So true, Ethan. Now let's talk about another powerful strategy, reading aloud. Whether it's a news article, a short story, or even captions from social media posts, reading out loud improves both your pronunciation and fluency. It forces you to engage with the text actively, rather than passively skimming through it. Plus, it's a great way to practice intonation and stress, which are crucial for sounding natural in English.
Here's an example. Take a short paragraph from any English text, like a blog post or a magazine article, and read it aloud 3 times. The first time, focus on pronunciation. The second time, focus on rhythm and flow. The third time, add emotion and expression. This process helps you internalize the structure of sentences and trains your mouth and brain to work together seamlessly.
And don't limit yourself to written texts. If you watch a movie or TV show in English, pause after a line and repeat it out loud. Try to mimic the actor's tone and delivery. This not only improves your speaking skills, but also helps you pick up colloquial expressions and cultural nuances.
Another quick win is writing mini journals. Spend just 5 to 10 minutes each day jotting down a few lines about your day or reflecting on a specific topic. For example, write, "Today I went to the park. The weather was sunny and I felt happy." This habit strengthens your ability to express yourself clearly and boosts your grammar and sentence structure organically.
And if you want to take it a step further, try rewriting your journal entries in different tenses. For instance, change "I went to the park" to "I will go to the park tomorrow," or "I am going to the park right now." This simple tweak helps you practice verb conjugations and gain confidence in switching between past, present, and future forms.
Finally, let's not underestimate the power of setting micro goals. Instead of saying, "I want to become fluent in English," break it down into smaller, achievable targets. For instance, aim to learn 10 new words this week, watch one English movie with subtitles, or have a 5-minute conversation in English. Celebrating these little victories keeps you motivated and reminds you of how far you've come.
And here's the most important part: be patient with yourself. Language learning is a journey, not a race. There will be days when you feel unstoppable and others when you doubt your progress. Both are completely normal. What matters is showing up consistently, even if it's just for a few minutes a day. Remember, every step forward counts.
Well said, Emily. To summarize, here are the key solutions we discussed today. Maximize your daily routine. Focus on themed vocabulary. Engage in short conversations. Read aloud. Write mini journals. Immerse yourself in English culture and set micro goals. These strategies are simple, practical, and designed to fit into your busy schedule without adding stress.
So, whether you're juggling work, studies, or family life, you now have a clear plan to improve your English quickly and effectively. All it takes is a little creativity, consistency, and commitment. You've got this. Yar.
Absolutely. Before we wrap up, we'd love to hear from you. Which of these strategies resonates with you the most? Or do you have any tips of your own that you'd like to share? Drop a comment below. We're always eager to hear your thoughts and feedback.
Thank you so much for joining us today. If you found this episode helpful, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Sharing this video with someone who wants to improve their English would mean the world to us and to them.
Until next time, keep practicing, stay positive, and believe in yourself. With dedication and the right mindset, you'll achieve fluency sooner than you think. See you soon, Yar.
If you found this video helpful, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're here for the first time, don't forget to subscribe for more engaging content to improve your English. Keep practicing and take care.